Flight overview. Flight number, Air India Express 812, IX812, date, May 22, 2010. Route, Dubai International Airport, DXB, to Mangalore International Airport, IXE, aircraft, Boeing 737-800, registration VT-AXV. Total people on board, 166, 160 passengers plus 6 crew. Air India Express Flight 812 departed from Dubai International Airport in the early hours of May 22, 2010, operating as a routine repatriation and low-cost international service to India. The flight was scheduled to arrive at Mangalore International Airport around 6:30 a.m. IST. The captain, 55-year-old Zlatko Glushica, a Serbian national, had more than 10,000 hours of flying experience. The first officer, S. Aluwalia, was an Indian national with about 3,600 flight hours, including 66 landings at Mangalore. The flight was operated by a Boeing 737-800, a narrow-body jet commonly used for short to medium-haul international routes. Pre-flight and in-flight phase. The takeoff from Dubai was smooth. The aircraft climbed to cruising altitude without incident. However, the cockpit voice recorder, CVR, later revealed a worrying sign. The captain was silent for most of the cruise phase, which lasted about 110 minutes. This indicated he may have been asleep, possibly suffering from fatigue or insufficient rest before the flight. Meanwhile, the first officer handled communications with air traffic control, ATC, and routine cockpit tasks, as the aircraft proceeded on its course over the Arabian Sea towards southern India. Descent and approach. Warning signs. As the aircraft neared the western coast of India, ATC cleared it to descend. The approach was to runway 24 at Mangalore International Airport, a known tabletop runway, meaning it is built on a plateau with steep drop-offs on either end, leaving very little margin for error. Key issues emerged during the final approach. The captain resumed control of the aircraft just before descent. The descent profile was unstable. The plane was too high and too fast. The Ground Proximity Warning System, GPWS, issued alerts including sink rate and pull up. The first officer issued 3 verbal warnings suggesting a go-around. We are not in position to land. Go around, sir, runway not enough. Despite all this, the captain ignored the warnings and continued with the approach. Landing and crash, a fatal decision. At 6:04 a.m. IST, the aircraft touched down on runway 24, but instead of landing near the 1,000-foot touchdown zone, it landed more than 2,000 feet down the 8,033-foot runway. This significantly reduced the available stopping distance. Thrust reverses and brakes were applied late. The aircraft overran the runway at high speed. It plunged off the cliff at the end of the tabletop runway, fell into a deep gorge, broke apart, and burst into flames. The impact was devastating. Most passengers died from the force of the crash or from being trapped in the burning wreckage. Only 8 people survived, pulled from the wreckage with severe injuries. Aftermath, rescue and investigation. Emergency response. Rescue operations were launched immediately by airport authorities, local fire brigades, and residents. However, the terrain made access difficult, and the fire engulfing the wreckage hampered rescue efforts. Investigation findings. The Court of Inquiry, led by the DGCA and international aviation experts, concluded pilot error was the primary cause. The captain failed to initiate a go-around, despite clear visual and verbal warnings. His long period of in-flight silence suggested he may have been asleep, and woke up only during descent, resulting in impaired judgment due to sleep inertia. Cockpit Resource Management, CRM, failed, as the co-pilot's input was ignored. The aircraft was airworthy, and weather conditions were normal. Legacy, lessons and reforms. The crash prompted several aviation reforms in India: stricter rest regulations for pilots, improved CRM training to promote assertiveness among first officers, re-evaluation of safety protocols at airports with tabletop runways, like Mangalore, Kozhikode, and Lengpui, enhanced monitoring of foreign pilots working under contract with Indian carriers. Conclusion: the Mangalore crash of Flight 812 was not caused by technical failure, weather, or sabotage. It was a human tragedy, rooted in fatigue, overconfidence, and ignored warnings. It remains one of India's worst air disasters and a stark reminder that even experienced pilots are vulnerable to the dangers of poor decision-making and crew mismanagement. Thank you for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe, like and share.